morning, good evening, and all my viewers on E360. How are you today? I've got amazing guest that is going to be blowing your mind and your socks off. I normally start my shows with just me, and I'm talking about courage, but today, ooh, it's different. It's different. It's different. So, what I am gonna do, I am gonna play my sponsor's video, Jose Escobar, at almost at the end. I'm gonna start right off, and I'm gonna ask my beautiful guest. Please introduce yourself and tell us what courage means for you. So, Donna, if I can start with you.
I knew you were going to start with me because I'm the only other woman in the room, right? Ladies first. Okay. I am Donna Metter, and I'm a woman's dating coach. I help single soul searching women over 40 discover whether they should continue or not before the fourth date. It's brilliant. I have a system and it works because I found true love not once, but twice. And courage is a very fascinating word to me because I never thought of myself as having courage. Courage has nothing to do with fear. It has to do with tenacity, the willingness to pick yourself up and keep going. But nothing can stop a man or woman who will not quit. And this is where I sit today. It doesn't take courage for me to do that, although people think it does. It takes tenacity and the willingness to keep going because we have a mission and we are going to continue until it is accomplished. If we want to touch millions of lives, that's what we do. So thank you, Sanet. I'll pass it back to you.
Wow, you gave me goosebumps. You gave me goosebumps. So, my beautiful viewers, when I put my glasses on, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Thank you, my beautiful Donna. And Donna, you are also on the Diamond Beauty Expert, our relationship and dating coach or expert as well. So thank you so much for all that you are doing for the Diamond Beauty Expert. Yes, you can show us your book. Show us your book, my beautiful one.
This is the nuts and bolts of how I met and married my late husband. And when I was ready to go out and date again, I read my own book. And guess what? I found Mr. Wonderful, number 2. So I have a system. It's not a mistake. It's not by accident. I show women how to do that.
Yeah. So that is part of the story that we're going to go in the second round. So I will definitely be asking you to tell us that. My beautiful Philip, all the way from the UK, please can you introduce yourself and tell us what courage means for you?
Thank you. Yes, Philip Malarides. I am from the UK, just outside of London. I'm a business coach, inspiration architect. I think we came up with that name, didn't we, together? Designing and creating the lifestyle that people want to lead, and using their business to pay for it. And just listening to Donna there, yes, I'm on number 3. Can you believe it? Not 1, not 2, but I'm at third time lucky. So maybe that's a sign. But courage, yes. I was thinking about that actually the other day. And what I think courage is all about is confidence. It's confidence in our ability to keep going, to take the next steps, to stop looking back and actually start to look forward, because that's what it's all about. I've been through so many different pieces of adversity throughout my life, and I've never really thought about courage in any way. I've just got on with it and I've just kept going. And my message whenever I talk to people is all about carrying on and you know, the message of never giving up. And more it becomes about the skill of resilience, which is so important when you talk about courage. So for me, courage is about the confidence we have in ourselves to keep going.
Yeah, beautiful.
I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Philip. My beautiful Dean, can you please introduce yourself and tell us what courage means for you?
I certainly can. Hi, everybody. I'm Dean Noblet. I'm an Aussie, actually, born, raised in Australia the first 40 years of my life, talking about dating or meeting your perfect partner. Rebecca is my partner, who's on the name tag there, but she's not with me today. We work together. We help people activate their abilities, and we do healing work. Really, we help people remember who they are, essentially, which is a complex thing. Really, it's not an easy thing. There's so many layers of who we are, and that's essentially what we do. We just try and get that spark into people and say, so who are you, and what are your passions and your purpose? So that's what we do. And it's interesting that my men's group last month, we talked about bravery and courage, talking about what's the difference. And anyway, courage for me, I live in Toronto now, by the way. So I moved from Australia to Toronto, met Rebecca in California, and it's a story, which I've written about. So courage, just following on from what Donna and Philip said, is also it's action. Because courage in my life, when I went through the ringer and my whole life fell apart, and I was my soul redirected me. It was the action I knew I had to take. Bravery to me is a decision, and then courage is the action. So knowing that what we have to do, no matter how much it might scare us or whatever, take action and just do it.
Yeah.
I love that. And my beautiful Dean, you and Rebecca came previously to a few of the power hours, and you were sitting next to each other. And a lot of people have commented the way that she looked at you and the way that you looked at her, and that was quite beautiful. So thank you so much for standing in for chat for today. Thank you. My beautiful JF, or as you want me to call you Tiger. I'm so happy you are here. When we had our dance on your forever song, Eye of a Tiger, it was truly amazing. Please introduce yourself and tell us what courage means for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Jeff Tiger Morrow. I live in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Yes, it gets cold. I don't mind it so much. I really like what you all said, like Dean, Phillips, and Donna. First, let me say I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm also a course creator. I help people know who they are, connect with their soul. I want them to know what authenticity is and live by it. And it's not easy, but it can be done. And I love to help people because so many people help me in my life. Maybe we'll talk about it later. We'll see. I have CP, cerebral palsy. And for me, courage. And that's why I like what you all said. To me, courage is taking action despite difficult emotions, like fear, for example. And so much of my life, I push myself, right? Never quit. But sometimes I forgot the emotion. I forgot to consider the emotion and not just toss it away, but confront it. Have courage to look at the emotion and then use it as power to move you forward.
100%. Wow.
Wow.
Really, the epitome of courage.
Yes.
The
Yes.
epitome of courage, Tiger.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So my beautiful Tiger, your forever song is the Eye of a Tiger, and we had such a beautiful dance on that. I'm just quickly go in reverse, and then I'm going to ask you a second question. So why did you decide that Eye of a Tiger is your forever song?
That's another great question. For me, believe it or not, but Eye of the Tiger is part courage for me. I grew up in the 80s, and the story of Rocky Balboa really talked to me because he never gave up. And to me, it signifies courage, but also resilience. And being able to have an inner strength that can carry you on. Doesn't mean life is easy. It's actually not, right? It can be beautiful, but sometimes you need a kick in the butt to get you there, right? And that's why for me, Eye of the Tiger is about challenging your opponent. Who's the opponent? Me. Each of us, right? We just want to do better than what we did yesterday. And to me, this song just resonates all of that with me.
So good.
I love it. So, my beautiful tiger, can I give you a standing ovation?
Okay.
My beautiful Dean, what is your forever song?
Well, we've talked about this before. I'm a real music guy. I love music. It's very hard to narrow it down to one. However, the one I've gone to recently is Michael Jackson, "Man in the Mirror," because it says it all. You want it. We have to be the change. We have to be the change. It will happen nowhere else. It will happen with no one else. It is only with us. So the Man in the Mirror is very powerful. I've always loved it. Michael Jackson's Michael Jackson, but the words in that are hugely powerful for me. Yeah.
Yeah, is your standing ovation? My beautiful Philip, what is your forever song?
It was, I know we had a dance to this, didn't we? It was Loose Ends and Hanging on a String. It's weird because a lot of time we look at songs and we kind of listen to the message that is portrayed within the song. But for me, strangely enough, it's really about the music. It's the music that puts me into that mood. That's my anchor song. Or really anything from the 80s kind of gets me going and lifts me up and puts me into a good mood. But then again, listening to the words from that song, Hanging on a String, that was kind of me in the 80s when I was, chasing my girlfriends and everything. And I was the one who was always waiting and kind of hoping that something would happen. But really, it starts with the music and the beat and just gets me inside. It gets really inside and touches me and lifts me up. And as soon as I start playing the music, it puts a smile on my face.
So good.
Incredible. Yes, your standing ovation. So, my beautiful Donna, I'm not going to ask you, but I will quickly want to tell you about me. But I will explain why I cannot ask Donna. But for me, I decided to change my life. I decided I want to live. I don't want to die 5 years ago. I lost 165 pounds. Oops.
Amazing.
And my forever song, Walking on Sunshine, I am dancing to it every day of my life. It brings me to my essence. It brings me to why I am here, why I am breathing, why I am not only loving myself, but my family, my friends, my community, because Diamond Beauties Forever is my beautiful women's community, and all you beautiful men are part of the Tanzanite Heroes. So that's my Walking on Sunshine. And naturally, when I do the dancing, I move more than I eat, and then I make sure that I don't pick up weight again. So how incredible is that? So my beautiful gentleman, our Donna doesn't have a forever song. I have asked her 2 years now, 2 years. And she says, Sanet, I cannot, but she loves when her husband serenades to her. So please tell us about your husband. And I witnessed it. I was in April in Arizona, and Donna and Jeff had done a beautiful dinner for us. And after dinner, he serenaded on the porch, or I don't know what you call it, but the outside of where they stay, where the river is, but Donna, you can explain and tell us about a song that have moved you, that have Jeff have done for you?
Yeah, I discovered in my journey of my two prior loves, of course, in this one and the one prior, that I'm a romantic. And so I love music, but Sanet wanted me to narrow it down. I just could not do it, and I refused to do it. So what's really funny is I'll be humming along, I'll be singing and whistling, and do you know that most people can't whistle a tune? I didn't know that. I whistle a tune all the time, and then my husband will say, "Do you know what you're whistling?" And I'll go, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So it's really interesting. But he serenades me. And the first song he ever played for me was Bluebird, or is it Blackbird? I'm not sure which, but you know the song, right? And I love being serenaded. And so I love all music. I'm always whistling or humming a tune. I just don't know half the time what it is I'm whistling or humming. So that's why. And yes, how cool is that, Dean, to have a partner that you can do your business with, that you live life with, that you connect with. And Jeff and I are the same way. We're together in life and in business. So it's really awesome. So all music speaks to me mostly, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you. So my beautiful Donna, now we're going the other way around. So I quickly want to ask you to tell me a bit about your story and what have made you change the way and helping others. What have trajectory you in your purpose you are now doing?
Yeah. Thank you, Sanita. I was in my early 40s. I was jobless, almost homeless, and single. Found myself single. And through the journey of beginning my dating experiences and journey, I discovered I did not know what I was doing. And so I started to research it. So now I like to say I actually earned my doctorate in dating. I not only read all the books, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, The Rules, but then I wrote my book, Dating, It's Not Personal. Because it was my journey to understand that I didn't know what I was doing. And all those books didn't answer the one question I had, which is, why am I not having fun dating? There's got to be a system here. So I wrote a book. It never dawned on me not to write the book. It never dawned on me not to publish the book. It took 10 years to finally get it to publish in 2014. Never thought it would become the nuts and bolts of how I met and married my late husband. I became obsessed with helping women understand their own personal value when it came to relationships, because so many women don't. They didn't understand who they were. I was one of them. They didn't understand their value. They didn't understand what they brought to the table. And you know, the number one reason when I ask women, single, soul-searching, professional women over 40, why aren't you dating? They almost all say the same thing in one way or another. And it comes down to, I don't want to lose myself. Well, the perfect partner, the best part of a great partner is them supporting you on your journey, you supporting them on their journey. So I'm a really strong, independent woman. I am stronger and more independent with Jeff by my side. He puts the wind beneath my wings. And when I met him after reading my own book, it was then that I realized I had a system, and I began to document. And now I'm creating a digital course. I'm finally creating my YouTube channel to get out there to help women understand their value when it comes to relationship. You're not supposed to lose yourself when you go out dating. And when other women, and the other thing they say is, well, I'm happy. I'm happy the way I am. And I go, well, you're only supposed to date when you're happy with yourself. You do not want to go out and date when you're feeling like crap. Okay. So it's very interesting, the stories and the excuses we tell ourselves. And I think women are missing out on the best part of life, especially now. Right. So I'm obsessed.
So my beautiful gentlemen, Donna is such an inspiration for us in the Diamond Beauties Forever group. And you know, my beautiful ones, she has just the way to put it out there and you get it. You get it the first time. And yes, she doesn't take any nonsense. Why you want to give yourself or put yourself in half? You can be a whole person and then in love as well. How amazing. Thank you.
Well said, Sunny. Well said. Great.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Donna. So, my beautiful Phil and Dean and Tiger, I am going to ask the same question. When did you realize, or what happened that you realize that you want to do what you are doing now? So, Philip, you can go first.
Ooh, what a question. Why am I doing what I do now? It's incredible. And weirdly enough, I kind of started doing what I'm doing from my very first job. Yes. When I went into my first job, it was with a small burger chain. You may have heard of them because I know you guys, not from London, but they had some stores in London. They were called McDonald's. You may have heard of them. And I became a trainer within McDonald's. That was my first job, and ever since then, I've always been in senior management roles or my own businesses. And so from that, it's been training, it's been mentoring, it's been coaching people. But that's just been part of the job. And it wasn't until 2011 when, that big adversity hit that I became overnight, I became a multi-million-pound fraudster. That my journey through prison actually led me to think, okay, I can actually help people. And I left prison thinking that I could go back to my old life, but actually I couldn't, because things were so different. I had so many barriers. I had so many doors that would close in my face. And it took me 3 or 4 years to actually accept who I was from that point. And then it's from then that I started to help people. And really from 2019, so it's 5 years now, that I went full time into coaching. And that's what I do now. And I continue to learn and I continue to improve myself so that I can use my inspiration to help others, whether that's on stage talking or whether it's through my coaching programs, one-on-one, or with my group goal setting. So that's the reason why I'm here, because of adversity.
Adversity. We love
That's
it.
incredible. I just wanted to say this back. Just give me 1 second. I don't know if you can hear it.
Now we do.
Okay. And now it's gone. Okay.
Perfect.
So I don't know where it came, but just check. I have muted some of you. So my beautiful Phil, I went onto your website and I went onto your YouTube channel. Ronnie have introduced us. So a shout out to you, my beautiful Ronnie. I was mesmerized by your voice, first of all. I love your accent. I know a lot of people tells me they love their accent, my accent, but I love everybody's accent because all of your accents is different than mine. But I love the way that you made something that seems a little bit too difficult to grasp. You make it easy, especially on your YouTube channel when you explain. So I just wanted to say thank you for what you are doing and helping the world. Please continue. I will be your biggest supporter. Please continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, my beautiful Dean, can I ask you now the same question, please?
Word adversity, right? I think that's our greatest teacher. And for me, very similar to Donna, really. How old was I? 40. And basically, my whole life fell apart at 40, including my relationship, our family business, my income, kind of my identity, who I thought I was, all gone in a blink of an eye. And I was 40 years old. And the first part of my life in Australia was I had everything as far as money and cars and the business. We had a very successful business. I had everything on their surface, but inside I was angry, I was confused, and I didn't have a clue what I was supposed to be doing on this planet. I was just in the business because I didn't know what else to do. It was great. But when that all finished and everything was taken, it's like, oh my God, what now? I'd moved to Sydney from Adelaide, which is, a 16-hour drive, if to give you an idea, for business. And then I was there for 12 months and everything closed. So, everyone thought, oh, Dean will come back home. He'll come back to Adelaide with my family and friends and my support system. Talk about courage. It was blind courage, I think. Something inside my head said, no, you're not to go back. You stay. And it didn't make sense to me. So I've got this the battle of the two voices in our heads, right? The two voices, the soul and the small self, having this argument about whether go or stay. So I chose to stay. That was the courageous part, because I had no idea about money or what I was going or what I was doing. But it was then that I understood. I'd already kind of started on my spiritual path. I'd done my Reiki mastery and I'd done certain things and was starting to head in that direction. And I was starting to learn at that stage, like, okay, you've got a fresh start. If you could do if money's not an issue, if you could do anything with your life, what would it be? And so I created a blueprint for my life. I wrote everything out, including my partner, who Rebecca was her. So I wrote lists and I wrote down exactly what I wanted to do, working seminars, helping people, public speaking, meditation. I had no idea how any of this was going to come about. I had no clue. So, but this is what I wanted to do. So I decided, or I kind of knew in that stage that I was going through my PhD in life. You can't learn this stuff in a program, really. We get the basics, but to go through it was incredible. And I know now that my soul was redirecting me. And so I was preparing myself. So an extra 3 years in Sydney, I say it was my cocoon stage. That was my cocoon stage, where I had to do my inner work, do all the inner transforming and learn about all the things for me that I ended up wanting to help other people with. So I had to go through all that myself to be authentic in helping other people go through their trials and tribulations, because without that, I don't feel I'm authentic, and I'm not who am I to speak about that. But I went through it quite incredibly, came out the other side with my love of my life, doing the work that we do, working with a lot of people, helping them remember, healing, all sorts of things. And it's just been an incredible, incredible ride.
And my beautiful Dean, you've got also a gentleman's group. Please tell us about that as well.
Yeah, I've been running a men's group for the very first one I did on the very evening. The first one I did was 9/11 in 2021. 2001. So I had a whole group in my house at that stage. We had a group of men here that we met, and that was quite a powerful evening on 9/11. But I've been doing it since 2001. What's that, 23 years? It's a small group. Now we do it remotely, and there's some guys from different parts of the world. It's called Men with Purpose. We come together. We talk about spiritual things, and we talked about bravery and courage last time. We talk about, their challenges, and we support each other, and spiritual stuff that guys don't normally talk about. It's always here in Canada. It's like, oh, how about those Leafs, or what about those Blue Jays, right? It's like, no, you can leave that. Let's talk about the real stuff here, heart stuff, love, what's love, all that kind of stuff. And it's been extraordinary. Small but mighty group.
Wow. Thank you, my beautiful Dean. In the Tanzanite Euros, we're going to start. We're having a meeting next week on Tuesday, and we actually wanted to have start in the Diamond Beauties. We've got 15 Mrs. Spots. They are all around the world. We've got New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, UK, Canada, and the USA. They have half an hour sessions, 3 sessions a day, to just for any person to come, a lady to come in and feel they are seen and heard. So we want to start something in the Tanzanite Euros for real men. So you will be able to run it. I just need to know who is going to run it, because I want to do a beautiful article for the Diamond Mama magazine. Who is going to do it, and what is your name going to be? But the gentlemen are going to run it in the Tanzanite Euros yourself. So I'm looking forward to next week Tuesday's meeting, because you're going to decide on the name, and you're going to decide how many times a week are you going to have a meeting, and are you also going to have split or co-host, because I've got 15 hosts at the moment. We started with 3, 5, 7, and now we've got 15, and God gave me a beautiful vision, dream last night. Thank you, my beautiful Donna. Not last night, but Sunday, last week Sunday. He said to me, 5 for 20, for 25. And I was like standing like this, and I said to the voice, "What does that mean? I don't know what does that mean." And all of a sudden, Return to Sender, Elvis Presley
Mhm.
that song started to play, and I knew that was part of Mrs. Potts, because that was my vision I got more than a year ago. That's why I started with Mrs. Potts. So now I know that in the next 4 months I need to get 10 more ladies so that I can have 5 Mrs. Potts for 5 days a week. That will start in January 2025. So, Dean, I would love you to be there as well for the meeting. I think I've sent everybody an invite. My beautiful tiger, Jay, if I didn't forget about you, can you please tell us when did you decided what you're gonna do, and do you have a pinnacle point that you can say from or age that I want to start doing what I'm doing now? Tiger? He's not moving, is he?
No,
Okay.
he might have frozen.
Yes. So I'm going to quickly see. I don't see something on yet. So what I will do, just give me 1 second. I will just ask him to come in again. My beautiful Dana, I am gonna and I'm gonna ask Philip and also you the same. I am gonna play Jose's video, but I wanted to. Can you, when we finish with the video, can you tell us if you have some tips for ladies out there that really wants to find their courage? It can be one or two, a big tip that you can give them. And then we will ask the same with Philip and Dean. How can you encourage, especially gentlemen, to take the courage and start doing what they're supposed to do? So are you ready for Jose's video? Here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
Wow, incredible. So I just wanted to say thank you, my beautiful Jose, for being the sponsor of the Power Hour TV show. And if any of you know of one or two company or a person that wants to sponsor, I will truly be so happy. Then I can have this Power Hour TV show for free for everyone. So thank you so much. So my beautiful Dana, before coming to you, beautiful Tiger, you are back. You are back. So can you tell us when did you decided what you want to do for now? You know what you are doing. Please, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm back. Sorry about that. Resilience, right? So I always wanted to be a speaker, tell my story, encourage people. My journey really started like maybe 10 years ago. First depression at work, it wasn't going well. I didn't have my priorities straight, and I got really depressed. And then I started learning, going to therapy, but learning, hypnosis and so things like this to help me. And I got out of it and I trained over the last 10 years on different aspects like hypnosis, Reiki, but also coaching in general. I'm a manager, and so I coach a lot of people for work. And it's only recently that I decided to kick it up a little bit more because I learned that I wasn't being authentic. And I want to be authentic with you. My calling is really that, helping people. And I realized that to enjoy life, to have a fulfilling life for me, it always means helping others. It means that I want to do something with the disability I've been given. And I just want to say I'm no better than anyone else. I'm not. And sometimes that's a cliche I get from people. People see me and be like, man, how do you do it? I do it like everyone else, right? There's days that are good. There's days that are bad. And if I would have had all those tools before, my life would have been more fulfilling, probably a little bit easier here and there. So my goal is really to offer those tools earlier in life to people that need them. And that's why I created my new course. And I just hope that people can have a fulfilling life. And that's my purpose.
Wow, I love it. Thank you, my beautiful tiger. So, Dana, do you have a tip or two that you can bestow on the ladies out there to take up their courage, to say what they want, and to go out and get what they want?
Yes, I do. I will say, what has she got there? What is that?
I've got the paparazzi, so I'm gonna. When you finish, you can give me a post because then I'm gonna use my paparazzi pen for you.
I love that. That's so good. I do have a huge nugget tip for my single soul searching women over 40. So I think dating should be fun. I went through and figured out a system to make dating fun. So when women tell me they don't have time or it's exhausting or it doesn't work, I say it's because you're making it way harder than you need to. So the very first course that I am creating is called the ABCs of Dating. And right now I'm going to give you the A. The A, it's paramount. It will make everything run smoothly. See, people think it doesn't work because they haven't found their match, but that's part of the process. It's part of the process. I've dated wonderful men. I adore men, by the way, in case anybody wants to know. I am for the man, right? I think they get a bad rap. But I've dated amazing men, but they weren't for me. But it didn't mean that they were bad men, right? So the A in dating, for ABCs of dating, means allow. You're only going to allow the men that are pursuing you. You're not pursuing anybody. You're not running after anybody. You're not begging anybody. You're only going to allow the ones who pursue you. But that doesn't mean you're going to allow all of them. It means those are the ones you're picking from. So if you have 10 men lined up in a room and you walk in and 3 men go, ooh, because men are visual. They know what they like. Mm-hmm. That's where you want to start, right? You're not going to start batting your eyes and licking your lips and going after one who's not paying you any attention. How easy does that make dating? If you understand that you're only going to allow the ones that are coming toward you, that are approaching you, that are pursuing you, those are the ones, the quality that you're going to pick from. So A is for allow. Only allow those who are pursuing you to.
I loved it.
Privilege of taking you out on a date. How easy is that?
I love it. Can I play paparazzi? Thank you.
You're so funny.
My beautiful Philip, can you please give the viewers out there and all the gentlemen, but it can be also for women, what tips do you have?
Whew. Now, I love simplicity. It's an amazing thing, and I'm always with my clients. We're always trying to make things simple because we make things too complicated, and a lot of the time we try and control what we can't control. Just don't bother. Only try and change the things we can control. But the tip I have really, it's about our why, our reason, our purpose. 3 months into my prison sentence, and my prison sentence was 39 months. So 3 months in, this was totally alien to me. It was a situation that I never knew or thought I would ever be in. And it was an intimidating place. And one evening, it was a July evening, the sun was streaming through the windows, and I was hunched up on my bed, and I was at the lowest point of my life ever. It was a time when contemplating ending my life was real. But then I looked up on my wall and I had a picture. This picture. This is my son. This is the reason why I'm still here. He is the reason. I took the picture down off the wall and I looked at it. This is the actual picture. And I looked at it and I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I had a purpose, and my son was the purpose. And from that moment on, everything changed. Absolutely everything. I changed from being an angry person, from looking for revenge and looking for the blame game, looking for someone to blame. I changed all that in an instant, took responsibility, and then moved forward. Everyone's talking about authenticity. Wow, that is such an important thing. I spent years after I got released, after I came out of prison, trying to be someone I wasn't, because I was ashamed, I was embarrassed. And I spent those years trying to be someone different, and it didn't work. And it wasn't until I became me again, the true me, that things started to shift. So my tips are, make sure you find the reason why you're doing something, and make sure you're doing it with your passion. You've got to like what you're doing. And if you have that passion, if you have that reason, if you have that purpose, look for that vision, set that vision and that intention. If you can do that, then you've got a chance of carrying on. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is day 2, because today is day 1. Tomorrow will always be day 2. So take it, grab it, because life is just wonderful. Life is here for the living. And you know what? We've got to do it. We've got to take it. Grab it with both hands. And as Tiger was saying, you know, I mean, I'm in awe of Tiger. I had my stepson was a quadriplegic and everything. So I kind of understand disability and that kind of thing. Sadly, we lost him 2 years ago. But you know what? It's when they say, how do you do it? And he says, just like you know, to him, every day is just as we play it. So take it, grab it, and move forward with whatever it is you want to do. Don't compare yourself to the next person, because they want different things. Just do you. My difference, your difference, is what makes the difference.
Wow, that's incredible. And you know, my beautiful Philip, I told you the first time I met you, I love you because you have this amazing, incredible heart, and you've got this amazing way to say something. So my why, my golden nugget is if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. And when you were telling us about that picture, I had my grandson's picture with me every day because I really wanted to live and lose the weight. So you touch me on another level. Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful Philip. Are
I
you
have to,
ready?
I have to say that this picture of my son is like when he was like 1.5, 2 years old. He's now 18. So I don't think he'd like me to to be putting this picture around.
Oh, sorry. But thank you for sharing. Are you ready for paparazzi? I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Dean. And for you?
For me, actually, Philip touched on a lot of what I believe is with people. If you don't love what you're doing, then that's not the way to spend your life, because we spend so many hours in our work or whatever we're doing that if you don't love it, then what are you doing it for? The biggest challenge I come across with clients is the money factor. Okay, they're locked into their job, they hate their job. I've got family members are like this as well, but it's the money. Oh, but I can't. I need the money. I need the money, and it's like, okay, well, or I don't know what else I want to do with my life. So the big thing is getting people to tap into their passion to what do you love to do. And of course, then they go, well, I love doing this, but how do I make money? You know, it's all about money. And I get it. We need money in this dimension to survive. But what I say, so a lot of people don't have the courage yet to make a big step like that, to jump from one job that they don't like and go into something else, which is a totally unknown. That's very challenging for people. So what I say to people is, okay, you're in the job you're in. So you can still make a difference in people's life. It's not what you're doing, it's how you show up when you are doing it. So it's like, okay, if you're in a job that you don't necessarily like the job, you can still go to that job, to that workplace, and make a difference in people's lives by being you are, being authentic, being encouraging, being whatever it is that you can do to make another person feel better about themselves. And it doesn't matter what job you're doing. I don't care. What job you're doing, you can make other people feel better by the way you behave and the way you interact with them. So start there. Start by not about whatever you're doing. Yes, that's what you're doing, but be that for someone else. Be that person for someone else that inspires them and makes them feel good. So start there, and then we can work on building a bridge from where you are to where you want to go. There's a bridge we need to build, rather than just saying, oh, I'm going to quit my job and go do that. Well, let's work on a blueprint to create a bridge from where they are to where they want to go, so it's not quite as drastic for them.
I love that. Are you ready for paparazzi? I started to use the pen 3 weeks ago, and everywhere, even the host on E360 asked me, where did you get your paparazzi pen? I said, somebody gave it to me. I think you bought it on Amazon. I don't know. My beautiful tiger, can you give us a tip or two, my beautiful one?
Yeah, I love this question because I'm really a practical kind of guy. And did you know that to get from a stressful state to a flow state, it can be done in about 2 minutes? We won't do it here, but I will explain it quickly. So you put your hands on your heart like this, and just close your eyes and start to breathe really deeply. And I'd like you to focus on your heart and the fact that you didn't have to earn your heart. It was given to you. And just be thankful for the fact that you're living. And then you start thinking about other moments in your life where you're grateful for. Things that happened 20 years ago or 2 days or 20 minutes ago. and make it as vivid as possible and step into it and relive that moment. And you do that for 2 minutes. Breathe deeply and do that for 2 minutes. And that will powerfully change your state. For a few reasons, breathing is really good, right? We all know this. Also, the fact that you put your hands on your heart, your brain thinks it's like a hug. And a hug is so good. I won't go in details. I said that I'm practical. But if you want to learn about it, it's so good for yourself. And then to be thankful, to be grateful. To me, it's a way to prime our brain to look for things that work well, but also invite things that will work well, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're thankful for what you have, what you want, it will come more easily. It's not a magic pill, but it helps. And trust me on this one, because I'm a stubborn guy, and sometimes I know this technique will help me, and I don't do it. So please do yourself a favor, like for me, do that. 2 minutes. Doesn't take too long, but it makes such a amazing difference.
That is incredible. Are you ready for paparazzi, Tiger? Wow. Thank you, my beautiful guest. So, my beautiful viewers on E360, did you love all my guests? So, remember, click on the notes, show notes at the bottom, and you will have all my beautiful guests' website details, and also a short elevator pitch. It's part of what I sent through to E360. And then everywhere I have posted, I've done the same. So thank you so much, my beautiful guests, for inspiring us today. My beautiful viewers, I've got a big question for my guests, but I will not forget you, I promise you. My beautiful Dana, my beautiful Philip, Dean, and beautiful Tiger, will you have a dance with me? Thank you, my beautiful guest. My beautiful viewers, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. Here we go. Dana! Go Tiger, go Philip, go Dean.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or swimming in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles.
Bye-bye,